Hello again everyone, and welcome back to the channel for what is episode number 13 in season 1 here at Williams Racing on our road to glory. Now in the last race we had a very difficult qualifying in the wet, and we also had a very disappointing race, but we did increase the AI difficulty from an 80 to a 90. So it will take us a couple of races to adjust, guys, and get used to the new settings of the AI. So also, just before we ended the previous episode, we had a look in the R&D tree. We do not currently have enough points to do anything in there. So hopefully after we are done with the practice sessions around the Hungaro ring, that will give us enough money enough points to be able to get some more upgrades on the car, which we so really need if we're going to be able to push our way up the pack and be competitive as possible. So just before we jump into the race weekend, guys, if you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do subscribe. Please do hit the notifications bell so you do not miss any further content that drops on the channel. And without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into the race weekend. And as we can see here, before I jump into the race weekend, we do have to replace our gearbox. So I will do that now, and that will not trigger a penalty. So I will click yes to this, and we will move forward to the race weekend. So before I jump into the practice sessions, guys, let's just have a quick look at the weekend overview here and see what the weekend has in store for us. It looks like it's going to be dry all race weekend, which is very promising for us as we don't really perform that well in the wet weather. So that is very promising for us, guys, that it's at least dry. That gives us a little chance to be able to maybe gain a couple of positions, both in qualifying and in the race. So I will jump into these practice sessions, guys, and I will see you again for the short qualifying. Okay guys, so here we are, just about ready to get underway with our short qualifying here around the Hungaro ring. So I will let there go about 5 or 10 minutes here, guys, to so there's some more rubber on the track, and to see what times the other competitors are setting. So what I will do, guys, I'm just going to load up a car setting that I used for Zandvoort. So I will do that now.
Track is pretty empty right now. Lots of space.
So I will just load up this one, as I feel that is the right setup to use around here. So like I said, guys, I will accelerate time until there's about 11 or 12 minutes left in the session, and then I will go out because there will be some more rubber on the track then, and I'll see what times there is to beat. So I will accelerate time here. So as we can see, currently Sebastian Vettel is on pole position here with a 1:16.0. And if I go down and check what the slowest time is currently, that is a 1:18.2 by Kevin Magnussen. So I will let there go another minute. So that does look like the benchmark, guys. It looks like if we want to get anywhere up and around the middle of the pack, we need to be around a 1:18, or late 1:17. So let's jump straight out onto the track, guys, and let's see if we can set a competitive time.
Checks complete. We're ready.
So like I said, guys, in practice I was coming into around a 17th, 18th position with the times I was able to set. But I was not using the car setup that I'm using now, so hopefully that car setup will give us a little bit more pace here around the Hungaro ring. So I'll just take it nice and easy here, guys, on the outlap. So the AI difficulty is up on 90, guys. So I'm not expecting us to be too far up the pack here after qualifying. But as long as we're not in last place, then I'll be very happy with that. So I am guessing it will be another difficult weekend for us here, guys, with the difficulty up to 90 now. It will take us a couple of race weekends to get dialed in and get used to the new difficulty on the AI. So I will take the fuel mix now up to max. So we're ready to start our flying lap here very, very soon. We just got 2 corners left here. We've got this tight left-hander, a little straight going into a very tight right-hander, and then we're on the start-finish straight. Open the DRS here, and away we go, guys, with our flying lap around the Hungaroring. So as we know, a 1:18 is the benchmark, guys. So hopefully I can set a competitive time here. I'm hoping that my gamble paid off with going out a little bit later in qualifying, that there is a little bit more rubber on the track. So I'm hoping that we can be a bit more competitive this weekend, guys. So run a bit wide there. As we come across the line to a 20th position there, but I felt like we lost a lot of time in the final sector. So I will try and stay out and go one more lap, guys, as we do have the fuel for it. As I feel like there is more time to be gained in sector 3. As we lock up a little bit there going into the chicane here. We are currently 2/10 off our best delta to Alpha time here. So hopefully I can find that as I run very wide there, as we were just about to hit the green delta there. So that might have cost me this lap, guys. So I will stay out for one more lap after this lap. As we do have green delta now, guys. After 2 bad the first sectors, we managed to get a green delta in the last sector here. Open the DRS wing. And we are still in P20, guys, but we improved our time a little bit. So I will stay out another lap or 2 if I do have the fuel for it, as I lock up heavily there going into turn 2. Currently have our teammate George Russell ahead of us here, guys. So we lock up again going into the chicane here. As I keep on going very wide in that corner there. This feels like it is a bit of a better lap, guys. So hopefully we can better our time just a little bit more. As we open the DRS wing. So we keep on bettering our time, guys, but we're still down in P20. As I run very wide here in turn 1. So I will go into the pits after this lap, guys. I will cool this down now. As there is 4 minutes left, well, just around 4.5 minutes left of this qualifying session, so I want to get around as quick as possible. I might not actually go into the pits, guys. I might just stay out and go for one more flying lap after this one. I think we will lose too much time if we go into the pits. So I will stay out for one more lap. And hopefully I can make that lap count and push us up a couple of positions. As I lock up again there. So I'm hoping for a lot cleaner lap this time around, guys. I think there is a second up to George Russell. So I really need to find some decent pace on this lap, guys, as this probably will be our last shot here.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
A little lock up there coming into turn 2 again. Wasn't too bad, I don't think it cost us too much time there. As we are currently just under 2/10 up on our best delta time, guys, as I lock up into this chicane again. As I lose a lot of time coming through there. So I don't think we've done enough to improve anything this time around, guys. I think we just might have enough fuel for one more lap, so I will stay out for one more lap. And that will be our last chance, guys. As I run very wide here into the final corner. So this will be our final attempt, guys. Early on the DRS there. A little lock up there into turn 2 again. Felt like that was a bit faster through there, guys. Hopefully I don't lock up into this chicane here, which I don't. A lot of curve there. Hopefully I can get this corner right too. Just a little better through there, guys. Keep 6th gear through this corner. Hopefully we have enough fuel in the car to complete this lap. As we are bettering our delta time, but I'm not sure if it will be enough to push us past George Russell here. Open the DRS. And it looks like we will be starting from P20 tomorrow, guys. We are currently 8/10 behind our teammate George Russell. So we will not have enough fuel to make it back around. So what I will do, guys, is I will jump straight back to the pits from here. And then we can follow the rest of the session from the overview.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:18.
We didn't have time to follow the rest of the session, guys, as time ran out there. So overall,
we're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Bottas, Vettel and Charles Leclerc. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
so let's just have a quick look, guys. As you can see there, we're down in P20. I did manage to hit the 118, but I was very slow there through the last sector and the second sector. So in tomorrow's race, I need to pick up the pace a little bit. I did manage to improve our time a little bit here, but we're still 3/10 off our teammate there. So it's all to do in tomorrow's race, guys. So let's jump straight into the race.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Alexander Albon, and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Sainz, Norris, and Sergio Perez. Ocon, Stroll, Daniel Kvyat, and Gasly, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen, and Kevin Magnussen, Russell, and Jones. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are, guys, just about ready to get underway here around the Hungaroring. Let's just have a quick look at the race strategies we have available for us here today. Two very similar strategies here. You have the soft to the medium compound, where you have to come in around lap 6 or 7, which will be the faster one. Or you can go onto the hard tyres and strategy number 2 here, where you'll also be coming in around 7 or 8, so there's not too many laps difference there, guys. I think, since I am near the back, I will stay on the faster compounds. I will also take on just a tiny little bit more fuel here, guys. So hopefully we can run in rich modus down the long straights and see if we can't get any moves done on our competitors here today. So before we get underway, guys, if you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do subscribe. Please do hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any future content that will be coming to the channel. If you have any feedback for me, then please do leave it in the comment section below this video. And without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into the Austrian Grand Prix. So engage the clutch, guys, up into rich fuel mix here. And away we go. Not the best start for us there, guys. As we're going to look up the inside here. We managed just to sneak past our teammate there, guys. So hopefully we can stay in and around this pack here that's ahead of us here. Need to be very careful here. Don't want to hit anybody. As George Russell is having a look up the inside.
That's a good start. Keep it up.
So hopefully with this close coming down the start-finish straight, guys, we can initiate overtake and maybe gain a position. Or maybe we can have a look coming down to this tight corner here, guys. As we go up the inside of Magnussen there. So we've gained 2 positions in the first lap, guys. So I will use the overtake button here, go up into Rich. As we have Kimi Räikkönen ahead of us, guys. It is a long race here, 18 laps. So hopefully I can get a couple of moves done here today. As we can see, Räikkönen is pulling away a little bit from us here. As I brake very late coming into the chicane here, lose a lot of time on Räikkönen. So you can see we desperately need upgrades to the car, guys. Desperately need to improve and gain ground on the cars ahead of us here. As we lock up here coming into this corner. As we have managed to close the gap up a little bit to Räikkönen here. I will go into overtake mode and some Rich on the home start finish straight here, guys. Oh, that was the wrong button.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So DRS will be available this lap, guys, so hopefully that can help us close the gap a little bit to Kimi if we're still within the second of him after this lap here and we get into the DRS zone. We haven't managed to shake off Kevin Magnussen yet. He is still 5 tenths behind us as I go a little bit wide coming out of that corner.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
So I'm desperate to try and still stay within striking range of Kimi Räikkönen here, guys, when we get to the start finish straight. As I get my second warning for being sloppy in corners here, so hopefully we can tighten up a little bit. As we are within the second to Kimi Räikkönen here. So I will use the overtake button here, guys, along with DRS.
The energy store is getting warm, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
As we will soon have DRS again here on Kimi,
Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the mediums.
who also has DRS on Giovinazzi. So that didn't help us very much there, guys. But we have closed the gap just a little bit to Kimi.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
A very sloppy corner there. Let's Magnussen back in. As we lose ground to Räikkönen there. As I was trying to switch the engine mode down to save fuel. So as you can see, guys, after the AI difficulty going back up to 90, then it's a lot more realistic. We are definitely one of the back runners, and we are finding it very difficult to catch the teams in and around us here. As Räikkönen yet again has DRS
The car behind is dropping back by about 3 tenths a lap.
on Giovinazzi, so hopefully we can keep it nice and tight here. And close the gap just a little bit to Räikkönen here. It's a nice corner there. We managed to carry some nice speed through that corner there.
Power from the engine is going to be...
So as we're hearing, guys, we do have some car difficulties here. We will be losing power or we will not have optimum power here. So I don't think we'll be able to do very much more in this race, guys. So what I will do is I'll look to stay out a lap longer than everybody else. Hopefully be able to put in a decent lap time there and gain ourselves maybe a position or two that way. Because I think our car is struggling, guys.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
As you could see there, Hamilton and some of the big boys went in for their pits now. That pushes us up to P13 currently, guys. So we are currently on lap. So I will look to pit next lap, guys. Next lap I will be coming in for our scheduled pit stop. So hopefully the cars in front are going in this lap. If they do stay out one more lap, then we'll be coming out with the car, with all the cars ahead. So hopefully our strategy pays off, guys, and hopefully we are able to gain some positions by staying out an extra lap. So we will soon find out if the cars ahead are going in for their pit stop. 2 went in, 2 stayed out. So I will use some overtake and DRS down the straights here, guys. So this is our in lap, guys.
The car behind has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre.
So I need to look to push as hard as I can, give us the best in lap as I possibly can. So by the looks of it, guys, we have Giovinazzi ahead of us, who will probably be stopping this lap, the same as us. So hopefully this was the right strategy here, guys, staying out an extra lap. Hopefully we gain some time on that. As there is some contact with Leclerc, sorry, as he was forcing his way past us, which is understandable. So we are coming in this lap, guys, for our scheduled pit stop.
George is going in for his stop.
So we do have George Russell behind us, guys, so it looks like we will be double boxing.
Go, exit now. We're racing on the exit. Release, release. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So that's us coming out in P19, guys. So it doesn't look like the strategy paid off for us here. So now we just have to get our head down and try and catch the pack in front. We are 8 seconds ahead of our teammate George Russell. As I lock up coming into this chicane again. This chicane has been my nemesis this weekend. So hopefully, guys, we can make a move or two now by the end of the race. Try and get a little bit further up the grid here, as we have Giovinazzi, Raikkonen and Magnussen ahead of us here, and Pierre Gasly are the 4 cars ahead of us, guys. So I will look to use Rich, overtake and the DRS here, guys. We managed to close the gap just a little bit there to Magnussen, who has DRS on Giovinazzi. As we have a big lock up there going into turn 2. We didn't lose too much time to Kevin Magnussen though. So hopefully we can stay in Kevin's slipstream here, guys. Just showing myself there going into this chicane. We see Kevin Magnussen there ahead of us, just sliding a little bit there. So hopefully we can make a move here coming down the start-finish straight, guys, but it will be difficult, as Magnussen will also have DRS on Giovinazzi. But we are a lot closer to him this lap, guys, as I was a little late opening the DRS there.
We're leading our teammate by 8.1 seconds.
So we look to go around the outside and inside of Magnussen here, which we get done nicely. So that's us up into P18, guys. So next up is Giovinazzi, Raikkonen and Gasly.
Engine wear is looking significant now. Performance will be affected.
That's not really the message that we want to hear, guys, when we're trying to gain a couple of positions here. We'll just have to try and manage that the best we can. But I'm afraid we might be a sitting duck here for Magnussen coming down the start-finish straight. As we can see, Giovinazzi is pulling away from us here with his DRS. We did manage to close the gap just a little bit there. We'll open the DRS wing again. Magnussen is gaining rapidly on us behind. So now we just have to try and manage the car home, guys, since we have engine and other issues with the car. So now we just have to try and guide the car home the best we can. And we'll look to see if there's any components we can change before the next Grand Prix. So hopefully the car is in the best shape as possible for the next Grand Prix. As I have to go down to lean fuel mix there. As you can see, we were just about to enter the red there. So I need to use a bit of fuel management here as well, so we have enough fuel to finish the race. So I'm just going to have to coast into corners, guys. So I will lose time to Giovinazzi as I'm trying to save fuel and trying to fend off Kevin Magnussen at the same time. So we are currently on lap 12 of 18, guys. We're currently in P18. So overall, we're doing pretty well, as we are now severely losing pace to Giovinazzi, who is ahead of us, and Magnussen is closing the gap every lap to us now. So these car issues might end up costing us a lot of positions here, guys. Possibly us going back down to P20. So I just need to manage both fuel and try and guide the car home in the best possible way that I can. So it looks like, even though there is quite a few laps left, it looks like P18 is realistically the best that we can finish here, guys.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
As Kevin Magnussen is having a look down the inside here, guys, as we run a bit wide there. But I will look to try and get the move done coming out of this corner here if I can.
Some information on Giovinazzi. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
So we were kind of defenseless there, guys, against Kevin Magnussen. So we have 7 seconds down to our teammate George Russell. So hopefully we can stay in P19. So after the race we will look at the components on the car, and we will have to change out the components that are very worn.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
So it looks like it will be another disappointing race for us, guys. So I desperately need some upgrades on the car to make us a bit more competitive with the teams just ahead of us here. As we are managing to hold the gap to Magnussen to around a second. But I'm not sure if that'll be enough, guys, to be able to push us up a position or two. As we can see, Giovinazzi has fell back a bit. We got the message 2 laps ago that he may have an issue with his car. So hopefully we can gain an extra position on Giovinazzi here. So hopefully we can keep the gap this close, guys. As I run very wide there. Lose a little bit of time to the 2 cars ahead. So hopefully Giovinazzi can slow Magnussen down enough that we can make the move on them both, hopefully. So I need to get as tight as I possibly can to Magnussen here, coming into the start-finish straight here. As I run very, very wide there and lock up. So I will use the overtake button, guys. Rich fuel mode, and use the DRS.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
So now we are very close to both Magnussen and Giovinazzi, guys. So hopefully within the next lap or 2 we're in a position to do something. But we are running out of laps. There is currently only 2 laps left. So we don't have very many laps left to do anything, guys. As I run very wide there and lose a lot of time to Giovinazzi and Magnussen. That might have been very costly for us, guys. That might have been the opportunity lost. As we are on our penultimate lap here, guys, around the Hungaroring. As Magnussen looks to get the move done on Giovinazzi. And it looks like it's just about to stick on the outside there. So hopefully with them battling away there, that'll give us time to edge ever closer to them. As Magnussen is now pulling away from Giovinazzi after getting the move done. So hopefully on the start-finish straight, guys, we can overtake Giovinazzi. If we can stay close enough. That will be the final lap here around the Hungaroring. So Sergio Perez is out of the session, so we'll automatically jump up a position there. So I'll use overtake here, guys, and the DRS wing.
This is your final lap of the race.
So hopefully I can make a move here, coming down to turn 1. As I go very deep there into turn 1, looking to get the move done, and I do. So I'll use DRS to hopefully pull away from him.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
So that's us up into P17, guys. P17. Overall, I am very, very pleased with the P17. As Valtteri Bottas has won the Hungarian Grand Prix, guys. He is running away with the championship. And it looks like Kevin Magnussen is pulling away from us now, guys. I think we used just a bit too much time trying to get past Giovinazzi. So K-Mag is pulling away from us. But all in all, very, very pleased. We have had multiple messages through the race that we have engine issues and other issues on the car. So I'm very happy to be able to bring it home to a P17. So there we go, guys, P17 in the around the Hungaroring.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And somehow we managed to get driver of the day there, guys.
It's a performance to be proud of today from our Hungarian Grand Prix winners. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
There we can see, guys, double Ferrari and a Mercedes on the podium.
So let's review the updated driver standings. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Jones. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So there you have it, guys. Valtteri Bottas is the winner here for the Hungarian Grand Prix, followed by Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel. You can just have a quick look down at the bottom here. Sergio Perez, of course, had to retire from the session. We just managed to finish ahead of our teammate and Antonio Giovinazzi, who also had issues with the car. So that pushes us up to a P17. So overall, very happy with that, as we were struggling with some car issues ourselves. So let's just have a quick look at the driver standings, guys. We are currently still sat in 7th position, which is very, very pleasing. In the Constructors, we are still sat in 6th position now. So there's a little gap there between ourselves and Racing Point. So let's jump ahead, guys, to the final preview. So there we have it, guys. That was the Hungarian Grand Prix there. Overall, I am very pleased to get ourselves a P17. On lap 4 or 5, we did get the message from Jeff that our car was struggling with engine issues and other issues. So we had to kind of guide the car home there as best as we possibly could. So overall, with the AI up at 90 now, I am very pleased with the P17. As you can see on the screen there, we do have worn components on the car, so we will just have a quick little look at that. As we can see, there's a couple of the internal combustion engine, so we will change that. We will also change the energy store there, because that is starting to look a bit worn. That's looking fine. And I will also change the control electronics. So that's looking fine. We'll have a look at the gearbox. That looks fine also. I don't think we have enough points to do anything in the R&D tree, so I won't be able to do anything there. We can just have a quick look at the progress here. We have a major update coming to us here on Wednesday the 9th of September. So hopefully that will push us a little bit closer to Haas and AlphaTauri there when we get that development on the car. So I will advance to the season break here, guys. So there you can see we got 2 updates on the car there, which was very, very handy. So hopefully that will help us in the next race, which is around Spa in Belgium. So that was the first half of the season done there, guys. So if you do have any feedback for me after today's episode, then please do leave it in the comment section below this video. If you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do subscribe. Please do hit the notifications bell so you do not miss any further content that will be coming to the channel in the coming weeks. And thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.